Hello everyone. Hi. My name is Chef Jenny and welcome to Homemade Cooking. Hello everyone. Hi Lena. Glad to see you. Happy Fat Tuesday everyone. A joyous day. Eat all the carbs today. This is what this day is meant for. Hello. I'm not here alone, of course. I've got really the one in charge, Chef Kat. How you doing, Chef Kat? Running our chat.
I'm good, Chef Jenny.
I mean, are we having any king cake today or carving it up?
I'm not actually familiar with
I was actually the one who told you it was Fat Tuesday too. Yeah. Just eat whatever you want when you get home.
I'm okay with that. That's the plan.
Great. Great start. If you feel so inclined, we love to see your beautiful faces. If you don't mind sharing your cameras, we love to see ya. Especially if you want to interact with us live. This is live. We are live cooking here, and we love talking to you. So if you want to ask questions, Chef Kat is your best friend and can let you in on the chat. It's just not us today. No, it's a big day. So we've got more and better friends with us. Our friends at northeastbeef.org, Northeast Beef are here, and they've got an incredible website, northeastbeef.org. We're going to go ahead and link that in the chat right now. Check them out. We are featuring a delicious recipe from them today: sweet and savory beef and broccoli stir fry. Yum. How good does that sound? Beef, good. Broccoli, good. Noodles, good. It's got all the stuff you want. So we are making that today, and it's going to come together really fast and lovely. So anyone cooking along with us today? Got a couple friends. Lena, all right, guys, all right. Some friends. Got love to see it, friends. Good job. We'll give a couple seconds more. Some more people are coming in. First off, throw it in the chat. What snacks did you have at Super Bowl? Let me hear them. My blood is about conservatively 30% queso right now. It's still, I think it's going to be about a couple of weeks until it's fully gone. But there was a lot of queso, a lot of Philly cheesesteaks. It was meatball. It was all of it. What didn't I eat is the question.
Good.
It's more of a snack day that has a football game for me. And then a halftime show, because I'm from the 1900s and I love to see a great 90s artist.
1900s.
Yes, I love to see a great. Yes. Kat, did you watch?
I did. I went to a Super Bowl party with some coworkers.
What was this top snack?
I made Kahlua pork to bring in.
Okay.
And then there were ribs, there were wings, there was nachos.
Yeah, all the food groups, really.
Exactly.
The main food groups.
Mm-hmm.
What do we see in the chat here, Kat? What we got?
Wings and tater tots. Mike says they're 85% sugar, so.
Yeah. All right. Right on, Mike. Love to hear it. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you, friend. Yeah, tater tots is a good one.
Ooh, brisket. Yum.
Brisket's so good. I'm still my first favorite thing will be Philly cheesesteak sliders. Always and forever. That's my fave. Beef good, queso good, bread good. What else? What else do you need?
Really, what can go wrong?
Nothing. Also, we've got the beef today, so we're continuing the theme. We've got broccoli, so it's fine. It's healthy. That's more than I had on Sunday, I can tell you that much. So we're going to get into it here. Again, if you're just joining us for the first time or returning friends, remember, we love to hear from you. If you want to ask questions, just throw it in the chat, and we'll interact with you, and I love to talk with you live. So if you feel so inclined, just let Chef Kat know. Put your questions in the chat, and we ask that you share your camera if you want to interact with us live. So let's get to it. We ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get to it. I'm excited about this one. This one's going to be good. Okay. First thing up is I am going to hydrate the noodles for our stir fry. Now, these are clear, so it might be hard to show up on camera here. But we've got our beautiful rice noodles here. Rice noodles hail from China, but are very popular in all sorts of Asian cuisines. Pad Thai's got rice noodles, Vietnamese rice noodles, and spring rolls or stir fries you might, and pho. I love a really good rice noodle. I love the texture of it. It's got a little bit of a chew to it. It's really, really good. And amazingly, you can find this pretty much at most grocery stores today. If you can't find it, 1,000% at an Asian grocery store. I'm at the stage in my life where I have my preferred Asian market.
Me too.
We don't have to say, but it is something that's very personal and deep where I do have mine. So if you can find one in your area, they're incredible to go to. Amazing, fun produce and so many condiments, sauces, anything ever the sun.
Usually like a large grocery store will have a decent Asian section. You can find rice noodles there.
I know. We have a big chagrin against Asian sections because we just think it should be out with all the other food, but at least we've got rice noodles in the store, folks. So the thing to know is that there's different thicknesses of the noodles. Not all of them are the same. We've got a flat, about 1/4 inch wide noodle here. So you can get the really thin vermicelli ones. I would not recommend that for a stir fry just because they're going to kind of very easily, they're so thin, fall apart as you're trying to toss it. If you've got a couple options, I would go for the thickest one that you can find, at least 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So I've got those. I'm just going to hydrate these guys. I've got some warm water here, warm to hot, and we're going to let this Chef Kat is going to be so kind for us.
I've got you.
She's got me. I don't even need, that's why she's in charge. She's always got me.
So you don't even have to boil these. You
No.
just have to, you can just soak them under hot water.
No, I've got really hot water here and I've just poured it over and we're going to let them sit for about 10 minutes. We want them to be pliable, but we don't want them falling apart because again, we're going to finish cooking them here in our pot with our sauce and our beef. So we still want it to be able to hold its texture. So about 10 to 15 minutes, we'll let them sit there and then we'll get on to the most important part, the beef. My favorite part, the beef. I mean, yes, we love broccoli, but I mean, I'm here.
We're here for the beef.
I'm here for the beef. It's okay. So look at this beautiful piece of meat I've got here. This is a flat iron steak. So what a lot of people this might not be a cut necessarily familiar to you. If not, I can't recommend it enough. Flat iron comes from the chuck's shoulder. So it's a shoulder piece and it's got really nice marbling in it and it's pretty tender. But I think when people go for more tender cuts, they necessarily go straight to tenderloin. But do not sleep on a flat iron steak. It is a secret weapon. And what's really important now, because I know a lot of grocery items are getting more expensive. We're all experiencing that. I did come across $10 macaroni salad for Super Bowl, and I had to have a moment. It was a moment of deep breaths. So this is a more affordable cut, but you're still getting that beautiful marbling and flavor. I really like flat iron. I'm Mexican. I love it for carne asada. It's a great option. Really nice for marinating, for grilling. We are cold here. We're in downtown Seattle. It is raining a ton, but if you're in the Northeast, sending all the vibes because I know you're getting nor'easter right now, but we are willing spring. We're willing spring. So we're going to talk about grilling, and then the powers that be are going to hear us, and then it's going to be 7 degrees next week because that's how it works, right? Magical thinking. So we're going to bring spring vibes by talking about grilling. Just a really great cut. So if you're not familiar with it, if you've got your butcher at the grocery store, if you don't see it, always talk to your butcher. Always, even just a regular grocery store, go to the butcher counter, ask them if they've got flat iron steak. They should be able to do it for you. So affordable piece, really important right now. So if you can kind of see, it's gonna be a little hard, I know, but I've got some striations going this way. Those are my muscle fibers. Those are what we refer to as the grain. Whenever you're slicing meat, I was talking about cheesesteaks earlier, we're talking about stir fry. The thing you need to understand is that you do not want to cut in the same direction as the grain. So if the muscle fibers are going this way, you don't want to slice this way, you want to slice the opposite way. That's because the muscle fibers can be a little chewy, and if you cut long muscle fibers, you're just gonna be chewing forever and ever. But if you cut each piece into smaller bits, then you should get a really tender bite. So for the longest time before I went to culinary school, I'd always read that in recipes and go, I don't know what this means. What does cutting against the grain means? That's what it means. We just want to slice up these muscle fibers. So I'm going to actually do this in 2 goes here. I've got my steak here. Again, I hope you guys see the beautiful striations of marbling we have. First cut 2, I have some paper towels. This is a very essential step, and anytime you're quick searing meat, grilling meat, roasting meat, beef has a lot of moisture on it. So if you take a paper towel, which is super absorbent, and pat it down, it gets some of the moisture. The reason that moisture on the outside is not preferable is because when you're trying to get a really good sear, you need that outside dry. If it's wet, you're not going to get a sear. What you're going to do is steam. And we don't want steam because the sear is that kind of caramelization. It's that deep flavor, that umami that we want. And waters on the outsides can prevent us from getting that. So just a couple of paper towels. We were doing this before class, and then it just spiraled. Chef Kat and I and all our restaurant stories of the times when you needed paper towels and didn't have them.
Yep.
Someone didn't order the right paper towels. Someone accidentally ordered the more expensive paper towels, and how it just sends a kitchen into a deep spiral.
And then you order the wrong kind of paper towels.
And then the kitchen won't let you hear the end of it for roughly 3 to 5 years. It sticks with you. Your nickname all of a sudden is paper towel now.
We've got a pretty good question here.
Yeah,
If we
please.
don't have a skirt, what other, or flat iron, what kind of cuts would be great for this as well?
Yeah, you can go skirt or flank, but you're not going to get the same tenderness as a flat iron. You can absolutely do ribeye and treat yourself, but that's going to be a little more expensive. So those are all really good options. Regardless, cut them against the grain, and I'm slicing here in about 1/4 inch thick slices for our stir fry. So you can go thinner. You can even go thicker. I think the thing you need to keep in mind is that you should have uniform slices, because if they're the same size, then they are going to cook at the same rate. That is going to be our theme of the day for all of our chopping, cutting, slicing, is that we want kind of similar slices. So yeah, skirt, flank, you can do ribeye, really treat yourself, even tenderloin, but we really want to highlight the flat iron. So if you can't find it, again, I can't recommend enough talking to your butcher. Everyone should have a relationship with their butcher. I don't mean you have to go to a fancy butcher shop, but just your grocery store that you shop at most regularly.
Definitely check out your meat counter.
Check out the meat counter. Introduce yourself. Be a little social. Listen, at Thanksgiving, during the holidays, when it's a full-on melee, it's going to really work in your favor that you've spent the year talking to your butcher and you guys have formed a relationship. So any kind of part here that I get to in connective tissue, I'm just kind of trimming. I also, on the outside, we want that marbling, but if you get a little large fat cap, just trim that back. We kind of don't want huge chunks of fat in here. We want it all pretty even.
Steph put a great tip in the chat.
Let me hear
You can
it.
freeze the steak for about 10 to 15 minutes for easier slicing.
Absolutely freeze the steak. And we just took this out of the fridge right before. And it's pretty cool in here, so it'd stay pretty cool, but you can absolutely do that. You can also, again, knowing your butcher's name, you can tell them that you're making a stir fry, and would they be able to thin slice this for you? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, guys. You never know. Maybe they'll be in a good mood and be able to do that for you. So it's always worth asking. Saves you a little bit of time too. So I said carne asada earlier, and now I'm thinking about tacos.
I mean, it's Taco Tuesday.
Tacos. Wonderful, Chef Kat. Wonderful. That's why good job. Good job. That's why she's in charge. It's for stuff like that, you guys. She did not come here with a B- game. That was an A+ game right there. Just trim those off, trying to square these up. What kind of, have you worked with flat iron before, Chef Kat?
I have not. I think most of my steak experience in this cut would be flank.
Yeah, but can you see the marbling?
Oh yeah,
on
for
this?
sure.
Doesn't it look incredible?
It looks so good. I would have guessed it was even ribeye.
That's
honestly.
the hack. This is a hack because you're getting all that marbling and it's tender, and you're getting a fraction of the cost for it. So
never sleep on cheap meat cuts in general.
Don't sleep on cheap meat cuts. Cheap meat, especially now. Again, $10 macaroni salad. I can't talk about it anymore, but there we are. All right, I'm just gonna wash up my hands a little bit here. How are we doing out there? Does everyone, any questions about that? Again, I went about a 1/4 inch thickness. How are we feeling out there?
We're doing pretty good here.
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing too about if you got a good Asian market, a lot of times they will sell beef pre-sliced.
Yes, they will.
Which is, it's not laziness. It's just sometimes if I get one extra step in a recipe, I feel overwhelmed and then I just shut down. So
I notice it most often in Korean markets that they'll have sliced meat. So if you have a Korean market near you, go check that out. And that was our timer for our noodles.
We didn't plan it. It's just, this is nurturing a relationship for a year. It just happened, you guys. Let's see. I'm going to fill them out. I want them to have a little more. So Chef Kat, let's give those about 5 more minutes.
For sure.
Just feel them. I'm feeling them. They still feel a little bit firm. They're definitely softened, but not all noodles are created the same, so you just kind of have to fill them. They should feel hydrated. So if not, again, we can always drain them and add some more hot water to them. Nothing wrong with that. So we got our beef sliced. We got our noodles hydrating. Now I am going to turn on my pan here. I got a large pan. You can absolutely use a wok. I know a lot of people don't have a wok, so I'm just using a large non-stick skillet here. A cast iron skillet would be great for this. Cast iron holds heat really well, so it's good for stir frying at home.
You could even use a wok.
Yes,
be authentic.
I'm hoping we all have woks. I actually think I got my wok at the Asian market.
A wok is such a great pan to have in general too.
Yeah, and it's thinner metal, so it heats up really fast, so it really holds the heat really well. Cast irons do that too. So I've got my beef here. I'm using half the meat. It's the same reason that we did, the same reason that we blotted the meat with the paper towel is because we don't want it to steam. If we add all this beef at once, what's going to happen is that it's going to steam because there's moisture evaporating off, and if it's overcrowded in the pan, it's not going to have anywhere to go to escape, so it's just going to go onto the meat closest to it and kind of steam it. This is a cooking technique you'll hear a lot in recipes, read a lot of recipes. I feel like it's rarely explained, though. It'll always just say, don't overcrowd the pan, but it doesn't explain why, and that is one of my biggest pet peeves. I need to know. Not everyone went to culinary school. For the longest time, I didn't know what that meant too. What does crowding mean?
And then overcrowding the pan changes on what you're putting in the pan.
Exactly. So I chose this pan specifically because it also has high sides. So, the smell. Something about steak the second it starts searing. Why is that amazing?
I'm already hungry.
Yeah. We have to cook the rest of it, Chef Kat, but there is a feeling that we could stop here and we would be okay. So I'm just gonna toss this around. Got plenty of room here. Might add one more piece.
And you do have a raw meat tongs and a cooking tongs here, right?
I do. You don't have to, but just for on camera, I like to have a backup pair of tongs. That's more what it's about. If I was writing a book of wisdoms, that would be one of the rules, have a backup pair of tongs. I am for non-stick skillet using tongs that have the cover on them, because if you use the metal ones, it could scrape up your pan. Something to keep in mind, and just, it's the best smell. And it's the anti-gravity ones I'm using too, which absolutely, I feel like is a very brave decision live on camera. All right, Chef Kat, give me some of your stir-fry pet peeves. We were talking about them a little bit earlier. Or must. Your stir-fry must.
My stir-fry must. Garlic. Gotta put garlic. And then I was raised Japanese, so I usually just use like a nice dark soy sauce instead of like oyster sauce or anything like that.
Okay. Do you add a sugar in usually when you do it?
I don't. It's just a little bit of it's just like to give it color too.
You've got that flavor from the dark soy sauce.
We did have a little question here.
Yeah.
How high is your temperature on your pan right now?
I've got a medium-high heat. I'm kind of adjusting it. I don't want to have a bunch of oil splatter, but I'm trying to get color here. I'm not trying to do a long sear. So I'm moving around in the pan. I'm not being too precious with it. That's the last thing you should do. I like the thick pieces of steak in here. Again, you could go smaller if you want. It's kind of up to you. I like having thick pieces in my stir fry. Okay, we're almost there. Gonna take this out.
I think besides rice noodles in this recipe, you could also use yakisoba noodles, which are like
delicious. Yeah, 1,000%. I'm gonna add a little more of my remaining oil, and we'll do our second batch. Yeah, I mean, again, all different thicknesses. As long as it's on the thicker side of rice noodles, you could do. This is one where, look, you use that really good flat iron. And then you can just kind of play around with it. We're using broccoli, but if you can't find broccoli at the store, or if you're not a broccoli fan, Brussels sprouts would be great here. Cauliflower, kale. There's a lot of dark leafy greens that are in season right now during the winter that you should absolutely take advantage of. So this is kind of, one of my favorite things about stir fry is like open up the fridge. What do we got? Let's use up some veggies. You have a vegetable platter left over from Super Bowl?
Oh, perfect.
Slice those up, add them in here. That is a great way to use
stir fry is such a good leftovers dinner.
I do feel like you can get a little overambitious with the veggie tray. You're like, oh, there's a ton of people at the Super Bowl party. I need a huge tray. And then you bring it, and then everyone is so distracted by things with cheese and potatoes and are deep fried that maybe you get like 2 celery sticks and you feel like I really did something today. That's all I need to do. And then there'll be a lot left over. So slice those veggies up, man. Put them to good use. So we're getting all that beautiful fond, F-O-N-D. That's our delicious caramelized browning on the bottom. Delicious. I'm almost there. We want our sear, but because these pieces are thinner, they're not overcooking. We don't want it to be tough, but we have the bottom of our pan here, our delicious fond. This is our flavoring. This is our color. This is gonna impart flavor throughout the stir fry. So that's our base. And let me just fill up my noodles. Oh, getting there. Getting there. I might add some hot water. And this is absolutely, you can pivot during it. I'm going to go a little bit of hotter water and just drain this and go a little more to get them there. Absolutely a feel. You can use boiling water, but they're going to go quick. Keep an eye on it. I'd rather it take a little longer than overcook them, because that is really important for stir fry, is not to have overcooked noodles. Otherwise, they are just going to fall apart.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep your noodles like al dente.
Al dente, to the tooth, to the bite.
Yeah.
So we'll get these here. Yum, yum, yum. And if you have leftover rice noodles, like, absolutely try making fresh spring rolls with them. I love making spring rolls with rice noodles.
Yeah, I've also done, you could also put it in dumplings.
Say that again, and put them in what?
Dumplings.
Oh, well, now we're talking. I mean, now you have my attention. One of the best Super Bowl treats that someone has ever brought in my years is someone brought lumpia one year to Super Bowl. Fried Filipino spring rolls that have like noodles and pork, and it was lights out. I don't know how many I had. It was probably a family portion size.
Lumpia night at home was a big event. It was exciting. My mom makes really good lumpia. It
doesn't take like, that's an exciting night out. Like, things have changed that I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like, someone brings lumpia, that is exciting party night. Bring it on. All right. So my noodles, some of you might already have your noodles drained. I've got mine just rehydrating here. Our beef seared. We've got our fond in the bottom of our pan. I now have my broccoli that I'm going to prepare. So I like actually taking broccoli upside down and just trimming here my stems. Sometimes broccoli can have a longer stem. Do not throw that out. You can eat that. Your broccoli stem, you can absolutely eat. Do not toss this. But a lot of times the reason it gets discarded is because the skin around the broccoli stem can be a little bit tough or fibrous. So all you need is a vegetable peeler, and you can peel off that tough bit, and then you can absolutely use the stem. Slice it into rounds. The farther away the stem gets from the florets, and these are the florets, the tougher it's gonna be. Kind of like asparagus, but all you have to do is peel that and you're good to go. We don't want to, especially, again, we're talking about the cost of groceries. We don't want to discard anything. So if you spent the money on it, let's use it. Okay. I'm going to about half these. Again, it's really up to you how big of pieces you want. But I think, again, for consistency, and I like removing the little leaves on them, is just try to get the same size. That's what we're looking for here. So I'm going to slice these bigger ones in half.
Sorry, we had a little question here.
Please.
If folks wanted to add other vegetables like carrots and bell peppers, what step would they add them in?
Yeah, this is going to be a super frustrating answer because it's based on the thickness and the water content of that vegetable. Like, bell peppers are going to cook pretty quickly. So I would add them in when we're adding the beef back in. Carrots, I would add them in with the broccoli. Cauliflower is thicker, a little more fibrous. I would add it in with the broccoli. We're only going to saute our broccoli here for about 4 minutes or so. It's going to go really fast. So those thicker vegetables, you want to kind of give some time, but I also don't want overcooked vegetables in a stir fry. I like having a little crunch. What do you think, Chef Kat?
I think a little crunch is essential in a stir fry.
I need a little crunch. I don't want it to be cooked to death. So air on the
mushy vegetables.
Yeah. So I'm just cutting here. And a tip is to try to preserve your florets. If you're cutting, cut here at the stem instead of cutting from the top, and then you won't get so much broken apart florets. I mean, you're gonna have little floret pieces all over the place. I tried telling my nephew that these were trees because we were cooking together, and he did not believe me. It was a hard pass. I'll try again later, but that didn't work. I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that. And then I'm just gonna slice up here my stem. Because the stem's thicker, I'm gonna go a little thinner and slice.
So what's the difference between like this broccoli here and like broccolini?
It's just different varietals. You'll see broccolini a lot more in Italian cooking. It's much thinner. So again, there's no reason why you couldn't use broccolini, but you just want that, you don't want to go if you go a smaller size, a smaller bite size, you definitely don't want to cook it for the full 4 minutes. I would say sliced up broccolini in 1-inch pieces would probably take about 2 minutes of sauteing before you add everything in.
We had a great question here. Could you blanch the broccoli before you do this so it stays bright green?
You could absolutely do that.
I think that's a great idea.
You can do that. It's all about your time and how much time you got. We want to encourage you to cook, and we know you're so busy. So this recipe as simple as possible. It's meant to be done in 20 to 30 minutes. But if you want to do a quick blanch of this, and that would be throwing it in some salted boiling water for just about a minute or two, and then immediately take it to ice water to stop the cooking, and that shocks the color, and then you have a really bright green color. So it's lovely. So that is an option you can do, a way to do your veggies. You could do the carrots that way too. It's all up to you and what time you've got. We do not time shame here. We know everyone's busy, so we want to make it as simple as possible for you. So I got my broccoli there. I'm gonna put it over the side here. It's too beautiful. We gotta see it. Nice green color. These might be the largest garlic cloves I have ever seen. So it says 3 garlic cloves in our recipe. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 of these bad boys because woof, I like a large garlic clove. And I'm also one of those people where I feel that garlic is a suggestion and then I double it. That might be the Italian in me, but I do feel big boys here.
Garlic is just good.
It's just good. I thought I had more garlic as I was cooking this weekend, and I ran out of my bulbs, and I had to use powdered garlic, which you can absolutely use granulated garlic here if you don't have fresh garlic. But that part of me felt so sad. I did have a little moment of like, oh, my hands don't smell like garlic. Something's not right.
I just bought some really nice heirloom garlic from a farmer's market last weekend.
What's this now?
And it's kept, so it was really cool. It's kept on like the stem that it's grown on, and the stem is like braided. And if it stays on the stem, it actually lasts longer.
It lasts for a long time,
yeah.
Right? You can hang it almost like Italian delis where you see garlic just hanging all over the place.
The vendor was telling me it was going to last until June.
What witchcraft is it? It's till June?
Yeah.
Yes, Kat. But are you going to use it up way before June?
For sure.
You're going to be out of it by next week.
Yeah, basically.
So if we've got some, not latecomers there, no time shaming, but if you've joined us a little after class started, I just want to remind you again that northeastbeef.org is the website of Northeast Beef, our wonderful partners today. where this recipe hails from. And it's got a lot of great information about it, about where their beef comes from, any FAQs, any questions you might have. And most importantly, recipes, which I love. If you're loving this recipe and you feel like you need more, something more to kind of make your middle of the week cooking a little more exciting, they got you, man. They even have recipes categorized by budget. If you're looking for a quick budget-friendly beef dinner, 30 minutes or less, all the different, anything you can think of, they've got there. So it's a great resource. I appreciate a really good recipe website, and they've got it going on. So again, that's northeastbeef.org. I've got here my ginger. We're gonna now slice up some ginger. What we're doing is making essentially a little sauce here. I've got my spoon. Spoon is a great way to peel ginger. So we are gonna ask for peeled ginger here. You can also use a little paring knife. If you start this and are like, that's not for me, you can just take your knife and slice off the skin. You're able to keep more of the ginger by using the spoon, but I understand it's not for everyone. I was teaching a friend how to cook, and I was trying to teach them the spoon method, and they, after 30 seconds, were like, this is not for me. And I respect that. I respect people knowing their boundaries and that was not for them. So I gave them the paring knife and said, go for it. I love fresh ginger. Fresh ginger might be a little intimidating to cook with if you didn't grow up with it or not used to it, but it lasts forever. It lasts a really long time when you buy it. Adds such a concentrated flavor. I really like making tea with ginger. I've been on that kick lately.
I do like ginger tea.
In the cold and flu season, a little ginger tea, especially when it gets really cold and your throat's dried out, not the worst, y'all.
And ginger helps seasickness as well.
Don't have to tell me that. Anytime I fly, I have some ginger juice that I use because I do get a little motion. I have some motion things going on. Ginger's just a kind of a wonder herb. It's got such a concentrated flavor. I'm a baker, I'm a pastry chef, so I love baking with fresh grated ginger in breads, even in cinnamon rolls. Ginger does it all.
Cinnamon rolls?
Well, now I'm revealing my secrets, y'all. I mean, forget you heard that. Just, a little grated fresh ginger in the butter spread. I don't know. We're just talking.
Ginger is actually a pretty distinct flavor to me, and so I can't take a lot of it. Paired with like spices, cinnamon, clove, it just makes your cinnamon rolls taste like gingerbread. I hear you, it is pretty potent, and it almost has a little bit of a heat to it if you're not used to it. It definitely does. Mm-hmm. But man, is it good for marinades. And like we said, this flat iron cut is a great cut for marinades. So the ginger just, oof. This sauce actually would be a great marinade. So if you wanted to make this stir fry sauce and then marinate your flat iron in it and throw it on the grill the next day. And then the sauce will just like nicely caramelize when you fry that beef off.
Just saying, we're just ideas thrown out here. You can also use a grater and grate this ginger. Up to you. And if you feel like, again, if you know yourself, like Chef Kat just said, like, I'm a little sensitive to kind of the intense flavor of ginger, you can half the amount that we're adding in here. Again, the beauty of this recipe, it's all about customization. Clean out your fridge of veggies, add a little more, add a little less of what you got, go for it. Okay, so now we have ginger and garlic, so it's a party. I'm adding in here some soy sauce. We got that good dark soy sauce. You can use tamari. If you don't have soy sauce, you can use Worcestershire. There's a lot of different coconut aminos. We're just wanting for that really good brewed umami here. I got a little bit of rice vinegar. If you don't have rice vinegar, you can use apple cider or white wine. You can even use mirin, but just be aware that mirin's got some sweetness to it. So you might want to cut back on the sugar a little bit. So I've got here some hot sauce. There is a sriracha shortage going on right now, but not of style of hot sauce. It's just a certain brand's out. It is a whole saga. Go read on it. I fell down a rabbit hole getting ready for this class, and 45 minutes disappeared. And then I was reading, and then I came back up for air. So it is hard when your favorite ingredients are not available, but we pivot. Again, whatever hot sauce you have in your fridge, if you don't have sriracha, use what you got. And then I've got a little bit here, fish sauce, which I love in this recipe. Fish sauce is from basically a sauce made out of fermented fish. It's super concentrated umami. I love it. I think everyone should have it in their cupboard. It adds such a great instant umami flavor. I add it to my gravies. Anytime I'm braising something, I add it in. It's not making your food taste like fish. It's just upping the umami flavor. It can be a secret Thanksgiving gravy savior, and I need more people to be aware of that.
Dang.
I see the looks. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Got a little bit of brown sugar here. You don't again, we're talking about customization. If you don't have brown sugar, you could use honey, you could use maple syrup. If you're out of brown sugar, but you have molasses and white sugar, 1 tablespoon of molasses to 1 cup of white sugar mixed together makes brown sugar. Am I done? Was that worth the class attendance? Was that tip? That's a good tip, everyone.
So many good tips in this class.
We also just buy molasses, I feel like, around the holidays. And unless you're making your homemade barbecue sauce all the time, you might be like, what do I do with this? Hot tip. All right, so I'm just mixing this all together. Ridiculous. Probably could add this onto a rubber tire and it would be delicious. That is insane. All right, everything's gonna go pretty quickly here now. So, gonna get my heat back up. Again, I want a medium-high heat here. I'm gonna add my broccoli in. What I love is that I have all that fond, all that beautiful fat and flavor from the beef searing on the bottom of my pan. So I'm gonna add that in here. I'm gonna add my sauce in, and it's just gonna absorb into this broccoli and make a really good flavor base. And then this is gonna go quick now. We're only gonna do this for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then add our beef in, add our noodles. The broccoli is gonna absorb up this flavor, and then it's gonna be a party, y'all. It smells, I don't even have a word for the smell. It's insane.
Really good.
It's really good. And if you're worried about, because we're cooking this high and quick, we don't want chewy, overcooked beef. We're looking for about 145 degrees. That's about medium. If you're looking higher, if you need to have it well done or just like it well done, around 165 or higher, it's kind of up to you. Not to get into hot topics, but I know beef temp is a pretty personal issue, and I do not shame people who are well done beef people. You do you, all right? We don't want to yuck anyone's yum. If you're well done, go for it. Oh, yeah. And so if you can see here, see how my noodles are hydrated? They feel really nice. They've got they've got the hydration, and they're flexible, but they're not falling apart in my hand. They still have some structure to them. That's what we're looking for. And you know what? Life's busy. If you got distracted or if the heat was a little too hot and they are really soft, look at this delicious sauce, our broccoli, our incredible flat iron here. It can be good, okay? So it's still delicious. Throw those over soft noodles in there and have a party. It's still gonna be really good. Okay, there's a cat on the screen, and I'm like at 1,000 right now out of 10. I'm so happy. Yes, I need to know the cat's name. I need to know their life story. I'm such a cat girl. That made me so happy. Man, don't tell me life classes aren't fun. You can't create this. You can't write this stuff, you guys.
The cat's name is Oscar.
Stop. That's a great cat name. Oscar. Good. Love it. I'm going to be completely distracted the rest of the class.
Do you have a cat, Chef Jenny?
I don't, but
Not yet.
Things are in the work.
Not yet.
I can't tell if Oscar's judging me or if he's interested. He's like, she's not using a walk. That's not very, sorry, Oscar. I'm doing my best. Yes. So Oscar's going to need to come to every class, just, at least my classes.
Oscar needs his own camera.
Oscar needs his own ring lights. He needs his own, I need Oscar front and center. Okay, my sauce is thickening up, and the broccoli is kind of absorbing it. My broccoli still has texture, as you can see. My broccoli's not falling apart. Just really kind of in that sweet spot. We'll give her about another minute or so. And for a garnish here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut up some green onions.
Chef Jenny, there's another cat on camera.
Where's that? There's another cat? Okay, well, now this isn't a cooking show anymore. This is like show and tell cats. Yes. Okay, I need to know the name of that cat. 1,000%. You guys, you've hacked me. You hacked what I might enjoy in life as pets. All the cats and dogs. All right, I'm just going to slice up some green onions for our little garnish here. All the cats, yes. Chef Joel is going to come to the next class, and it's going to be all cats, and he's going to not know why, and no one tell him. This is a Chef Jenny saboteur here. All the cats. Maybe we can get sponsored by Fancy Feast, and then it's just becoming a cat show.
That second cat's name is Alistair. Did I pronounce that
That
correctly?
is fancy. Oh my gosh. Definitely has a higher IQ than I do, for sure. Probably can finish the New York Times crossword puzzle, and like the Sunday one, not the Monday one. Like, that's a smart cat. All right. Can you see from top down here that we've evaporated a good amount? Our sauce is thickened. We've evaporated some of the moisture on, and you can see it's kind of clinging to the broccoli now. I don't want my broccoli overcooked, so I'm pretty happy where we are right now. The smell is 1,000. I mean, I don't even have a word for the smell now.
Could you describe the texture of the broccoli that you want it to be?
It's still firm, but when you kind of push on the florets a little bit, there's some give in the florets. It doesn't feel raw, but it's definitely softened a little bit. But it's not mush. It's not, my tongs can't cut through it. It's not tong tender. That's a little overcooked. Again, if that's where you are, it's still gonna be great. I'm gonna add my beef in, and I'm adding all the juice. I like big pieces of steak in mine. You do you, but I like really big pieces of steak. Again, it's all about what your preference is. We at Homemade are not about fussiness and not about supposed to's. We just want to lead you guys with tips on how to customize for what you like. And just this minute in the pan in the sauce, the beef's gonna absorb it, and it's gonna finish cooking that beef for us. I'm getting a facial right now. I'm at a 10. Ginger, garlic, soy, the caramelized browning. How we doing out there, everyone? We all right? Who's cooking along with us?
We're doing good. We've got a bunch of folks cooking along with
I
us
can
in their
see
kitchens.
it.
Yeah.
Homemaders, you're making my heart leap. I'm so happy. It's my favorite thing when we cook with each other.
We did have a little comment from Ruby. Could
Yeah.
you put like cornstarch in the sauce to thicken it up a little bit?
1,000%. There's no reason why you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's one more ingredient, and not everyone has it. So if you don't have cornstarch right now, like, don't fret. But you absolutely can add cornstarch in, and that will thicken it up. So my heat's off now. And now I'm tossing my noodles in. I don't want to overcook my noodles. The residual heat in the pan is going to allow for that sauce to just absorb into the noodles. And again, you don't want rice noodles. You can use egg noodles. You can use soba noodles, whatever noodles you want. This is more formula. It's not a have to. And this will sit really well for a couple minutes on the stove while you gather the troops and say it's time for dinner. And all that's going to happen is that our noodles are just going to absorb more of that sauce. The beef is going to absorb more of the sauce. I'm really liking the beef to noodle ratio here. I got to be honest with y'all. All right. And time to plate up. I want my favorite. There you go. That's the piece of beef I want. I got all the good searing on it. It's beautiful. I guess I should take another broccoli, but watch the horror that I could see of all the employees here behind the scenes as I put all the beef in here and leave just the broccoli. Kat would probably come on the set at that point.
Wow.
That's where we're storing. You can also, in the pan, put your green onions. You can even add, again, sesame seeds, furikake seasoning if you have it, whatever you got. I'm just going to put some green onions on top of here. Our beautiful beef and broccoli stir fry. My duty, it's a hard job, but I'm going to quality taste test this for us all. Cheers to you all. Cheers to everyone cooking along. Happy Tuesday to you. Oh, that sauce is good. That is a good stir fry sauce. Man, I love ginger and garlic.
Can we take a look at Lena's plate here?
Look at that! Snaps! Yes! 1,000%. Nice job. Anyone else have one that's near done out there? I see a couple kitchen shots. This is my happy beef dance. I better wrap it up because I'm about to inhale all this. Oh, something about soy and brown sugar and beef. It's just all the things, all the feels right now. I want to thank you all for being here and watching me eat all this flat iron steak. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully we sparked your interest about flat iron. If you're not familiar, hopefully you feel emboldened to go to your butcher and talk to them about it and request it. It's a great piece of meat. Play around with it. It's so delicious and fun and affordable. Love it. We want to thank our good friends at Northeast Beef for sponsoring today's class and teaching us more about flat iron. Again, if you want to get more recipes, more information, it's northeastbeef.org. Check them out. I want to thank Chef Kat for being here, for running the show, keeping the ships running.
Thanks for making dinner, Chef Jenny.
You're welcome. I do what I can. If you enjoyed today's class, next week on 220, we have got a slow cooker Hawaiian pork taco class.
Oh my gosh, Chef Jenny, real quick. Yes.
Oh,
that looks delicious.
I can't see the name. Who is that, Chef Kat?
Marcel.
Marcel, beautiful. And the plating, too. This is like French laundry level plating. Nice job. Yes, 220 slow cooker Hawaiian pork tacos. I'll be teaching that one. And until then, we appreciate you. We thank you. You're our favorite people. Until next time, keep on cooking, everyone. Thanks for coming. Happy Tuesday.